We have quite an amazing program today, and we're going to have tons of practical sessions with great speakers and a good moderator. Okay. And the sessions are going to be interactive, so feel free to get engaged with the speakers on stage, ask questions. Each and every single time when any of you will have a question, either shout, yell, kind of like me. That's important. By the way, who hasn't heard yet, I was introduced on the other stage. My name is Nadia Harris, and I'm obviously working also as a freelancer myself. I have an online business as well. I've done this for years. And this conference is super, super, super close to my heart because I know that we need to challenge the bullheadedness in the world when it comes to growing the industry. So, one more thing also regarding Slido. I think you should have access. So when you scan, you go in, you may ask questions. I will take a look at them. So either during the session, when it's an interactive session, feel free to ask the questions. As I've said, I would walk up to you with the microphone if needed. If not, then yell, just like I've said. Otherwise, in Slido, when you ask the question, towards the end of the session, I am going to select the questions. If there are too many, shame on you. Well, no, just kidding. Then you're going to have to ask, the speaker behind the scenes. But when the time allows, obviously, I will walk up back to the speakers on stage and discuss the questions. So feel free to ask them. Now, today, we are going to have our first speaker, and we will open this session with some great insights regarding the fact how to be a successful freelancer. What does it mean to be a successful freelancer? I'm sure that some of you have already checked out some people that you admire, some people that you like who are successful freelancers. You're like, I want to be like them. But should you be like them, or should you be like yourself? It's a no-brainer question, but I won't make any spoilers here because we have our amazing speaker, Nicoline Huizinga, who is going to tell you everything about the topic. Welcome on stage.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. It's so wonderful to see you. And today we're going to be talking about what it means to build a successful business. Now, what is success? It's different for everyone, right? But we're going to talk about a business that actually fits you without forcing, without pushing. So it's fun, and it's easy, and it's in flow. So let's dive in. Now, let's start with the biggest myth, I would say, in freelancing. The harder you work, the more you earn. It seems like a logical thing, right? That we are like, yeah, of course. If you work harder, you make more money. But as Sarah was saying in the opening talk, working hard can lead to burnout. Working hard can kill your creativity. Working hard can really influence and impact your focus. And what I really want for you is to have a business, because this is why we started being a freelancer, right? We want to have fun. We want to have the freedom. And we want to enjoy what we do because we are great at what we do. I know, without knowing all of you, that you are all incredibly talented and that you're perfect the way you are. Yet, we think we need to do more. So, especially when we start our business as a freelancer, we become marketers. We become bookkeepers. We become CEOs. We become finance managers because we run our own business. We run our own company. Who loves marketing? Can I see some hands? Who loves marketing? Many people don't like marketing because it's about promoting yourself, right? And when you love it, have you ever watched these, the dancing videos on Instagram? Who likes them? Who likes making them? You like them. But who loves making them? I don't. I hate making them. But I watched it and I was like, I need to make these videos. I need to record these videos. I need to do the dancing and the pointing. But I don't want to do it. But other people look at me and they are like, yeah, but you're an entrepreneur. Why aren't you making that kind of content, right? So we are marketers, we are CEOs, we are finance managers, and therefore we work hard. But we didn't become freelancers, entrepreneurs, to work 24/7. We didn't do that. We love our jobs and we're good at what we do. Even though some of you are in the room and like, yeah, am I really good at what I do? I'm okay, but others are better. But I'm telling you now, you are perfect the way you are. And you know enough to do a great job. Are other people better, more advanced, more experienced? Yes. But you are an expert in an average room. So that's important to realize. So I'm here to challenge the myth, the harder you work, the more you earn. Because it's important that we follow our own energy and our own joy and our own fun and share our expertise while doing so. So a little bit about me. I'm Dutch, Nicoline Huizinga. I live in the Netherlands and in Spain. I travel between the two countries. I'm an author. I've written 4 books. Find them on Amazon. And this is all about being yourself, becoming yourself. I'm very passionate about this topic, as you can tell. Connect with me. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube. I got kicked out of Facebook. I'm kind of proud to say. I got kicked out of Facebook. I don't know why. I didn't post anything weird, but I got kicked out. At least I don't think so. Even though I am a cold water swimmer, so perhaps the bathing suit picture wasn't appropriate for Facebook. I don't know. But connect with me, find me. I'm here for 2 days, so find me, connect with me. I love that. I love connecting with people. So let's talk about all those things that we do when we work hard. We're trying to fit in. Who of you, and I'm including myself, who of you has taken on a job that paid well, but wasn't really your thing? Oh my God! Look at that. And then we're forcing. And when you look at the result, was the result really, really good? Were you happy with the result? My guess is not so much, right? But that's what happened when we start forcing instead of trying to find something that really fits. And I'm sure women, and perhaps men too, you can tell me later, you can relate to this picture. You're trying to fit into jeans that isn't your size. And this is exactly what happens when we take on assignments that are not really made for us. But how do we know what kind of assignments are really made for us? Now, this is where I bring in human design. How many of you have heard of human design? Oh, quite a number of people. Great. I love that because I don't have to explain a lot. Like 8 years ago, I had to explain human design. Human what? Human design is a personality tool. Many of you know MBTI, right? MBTI, Insight Scholars, we know those assessments. But what human design is, it basically gives you your own user manual based on 4 spiritual learnings and science. I love the science bit, but I also love the other elements. So the 4 elements of human design are modern astrology. And this is where many people, especially very analytical people, are like, yeah, right, is this a horoscope? Well, it's not. It's not. It's not a horoscope. But what happens based on your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, you get a user manual that is incredibly spot on. And I know this because I have been in the coaching industry for over 30 years. I've seen my fair share of assessments and personality profiles, but this was the first one when I encountered it, when I heard it about myself, I was like, oh my God. And then I started working with it, with my clients, in my coaching. And people were like, oh, how do you know this about me? It's like you're inside my head. And this is what human design does. Now, what does it bring? It shows you how you're wired. It shows you how you make best decisions. It shows you your talents, and it shows you your sensitivities. And I'm not going to say flaws, but I'm going to say sensitivities. Because when you know that, you can play with it. I know many of you struggle with this big crowd. They are like, oh my God, so many people. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted. I know that because I'm one of them. And I know now that is actually because of my human design. And it's not like, oh, now I'm screwed because my design is made in a certain way. But it is because now I know, and I know how to play with it. So, and this is what I want for you too. So how you can use it in your freelancing business is that you choose the right assignments for you. You know how to make the best choices. You know how to surround yourself with the right people. You know how to use your energy wisely during the day so you don't burn out. Because I know many of you are exhausted. You're tired because you have a freelancing business and your business is like a 24/7 thing going on. So how does that work? Get out your phone, scan the QR code, get your own human design. It's free. It's on my website. So you will be on my mailing list. That's right. So get your own human design and download a free report. There is a free report there. And what it does, it shows you literally how you're wired. And there are two words that always come out when I work with my clients. When they get their human design, the first word is relief. Oh my goodness, I'm not weird. I've known this all my life, but I thought it was wrong. But this is how I am. This is who I am. And the second word is permission. And if there's anything I would love to give you today is to give you permission to be yourself. And your human design can help you with that. So when we look at, do some people know their energy type? Yeah, you know it? Great. So let's talk about the energy types in human design. It's the first layer of human design. So when we talk about generators, I'm sure you know many generators because the generators represent 37% of people. The generators are known for their energy. People love being around them. And I'm sure you know those people. They are magnetic when they do what lights them up. I'm a generator. I do what lights me up. I'm here. I love interacting with people. That lights me up. That keeps my energy going. And the great thing about that is now I know that because even when I was a child, people told me like, I love your energy. I love your energy. And then I was like, yeah, right. This is what we do. We're raised to be modest. We're raised to be, kind, especially women. Smile, be nice. But we don't accept such a compliment because the compliment is not just a compliment, it's a remark. It's about what people feel. And we feel this all in the room. We are energetic beings. And without being, too woo-woo and up in the air, we feel one another. There are people around us that we are like, oh, these are nice people. I connect with them. And there are people around us that we're like, no, thanks. It's energy. And you can't see it, but we can feel it. And I believe there is a growing, I would say, awareness on that energy and the power of that energy. So when you know this about yourself, it really helps you to surround yourself with the right people. So when you feel when something is off, like, perhaps this is not an assignment for me. This is not the right client for me. I mean, I use it a lot nowadays, basically all the time. So the generators are the people whose energy is their trademark. So when you know you're a generator, use your energy as a trademark, because you only need to be in the room and the energy changes already. But when you don't know that about yourself, there is this little voice, and I'll come back to that in a minute, that says, yeah, but perhaps you're not good enough. Perhaps you don't know enough. Perhaps there's someone else better than you. But it's about your energy that really makes a change. Of course, the job needs to get done, but your energy makes a change. Manifesting generators in human design are the multi-talented and multi-passionate people. One of the people who were on stage just now is a manifesting generator. And it's so interesting to watch that person do what he does. It's a he. Watch what he does, because he is typical manifesting generator, multi-passionate, multi-talented. But the thing is, when you're a manifesting generator and a freelancer, it can be hard to choose. Like, yeah, but what do I do? Because I like, design, I like processes, I like doing this, I like doing that. Then what do I do, actually? And especially when you need to market yourself, and I see many people who love marketing in this room. When you have to market yourself, you really need to know that, when I'm a manifesting generator, I can do many, many things. But what is the overarching umbrella that I'm known for? And when you know that about yourself, then you can do basically everything and anything. But you need the overarching umbrella. But you also need the variety. Because as a manifesting generator, who gets bored when he does a lot of things? There's one hand, many hands. So I think many manifesting generators in the room, you get bored if you only focus on one thing. Yet, in the business world, people tell you, you need to focus on one thing. You need to be known for one thing. How do you do that as a manifesting generator? Because you have so many talents and you love doing so many things. And if you focus on just one thing, your creativity dies and you get bored out of your head. So when you know you're a manifesting generator, this is a great thing to know about yourself when in your business. Like, I need the variety. Projectors. Only 20% of people are projectors, so it's pretty rare. The projectors are basically here to guide and advise us. They are not necessarily here to do all the work. But what happens a lot, projectors fit in. They try to fit in anyway. And they try to be a generator with a lot of energy, but they don't have that consistency in their energy. So it's important that they choose their projects wisely, that they choose the right projects for them where they can be the guide and they can be the advisor. And they need to focus their energy because they are not made to run marathons. So it's a sprint, a short sprint, and then rest. Short sprint, rest. Preferably, when you talk about business, have a passive income stream because you don't have the consistent energy all the time. Then, this is a very interesting group for me, the manifestors as well. The manifestors, only 9% of the people are manifestors. They are the visionaries. They are the people with a new view on things. And Steve Jobs, for instance, was a manifestor. The moment he came with the idea for the iPhone, people were like, what? This is weird. How can you bring all these things together, like a camera, banking, apps? What are you thinking? But he was a visionary. And this is what happens a lot with manifestors. They initiate and they move fast. And very often people don't understand and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? And if you can relate to that feeling when people don't get you, you might be a manifestor. So the thing for manifestors is don't dim down and don't ask for permission. Just share the vision, inform people of your vision, of your ideas, and then start moving, start running, because you're here to change the world. And it's important to realize that. Many manifestors don't realize that. And then there are the reflectors, a very rare group in human design. Only 1% of people are reflectors. And their unique talent is sensitivity. And how often do we tell sensitive people to toughen up? Oh, come on, don't be so sensitive. And especially men. Just the other day, I ran a workshop for the Dutch Ministry of Defense. And there was one reflector in the room, a man. And I literally said what I just said now, that sensitivity is their superpower. And he was like, I don't want to talk about that. Because being sensitive as a man, that is a thing. But it is his superpower. And when we spoke about examples, he was like, oh my God, I do that. And this is what helps when you know these. And if you only know this about yourself from your human design, and it's a very rich and layered system, so many more things to know about. But if you only know this, it's already helpful. As a generator, you need to do what lights you up. If it doesn't light you up, it's not for you. So if you get a potential client and you're like, yeah, the money is good, but it doesn't really light me up, dare to say no, because there will be something else that's even better for you. As a manifesting generator, don't fall for the myth to choose one niche. Don't do it. It will make you unhappy. You need the variety. I mean, you have, as a manifesting generator, you have loads of hobbies. Go with them because it's important. As a projector, don't try to work 24/7. It's exhausting for you and it's not good. It's not going to help you. And as a manifester, you're here to change the world, to bring a new vision, to bring a new perspective. And that's what we need, because we need change. It will change, things will change. But it's important that we embrace those talents within us. And as a reflector, you're sensitive. And that's incredibly important because you can tell when something is off. In a room, in a meeting, in a team, in family, friends, you can sense it before other people can see it. So when you know this about yourself, and there are, again, I could talk about this for hours, I could. I'm not going to do that. But if you know much more about yourself and how you can use that as a freelancer, it's changing your business, it's changing your energy, it's changing your sense of happiness, your sense of, I would say, satisfaction with yourself, with your business. And that's what we really want, because I really want you to be wildly successful, but have fun and not being burned out by your business. Now, this is another topic, but it's incredibly important because we can know ourselves, and that's where it starts, with knowing ourselves, with our human design. But once we have, those little voices that we all grow up with, like, oh, do I know enough? Oh, but what I do is nothing special. Other people can do it. Those limiting thoughts that we have, they drive our strategy and they drive the results that we're getting. Because if I focus on, oh, I don't know enough, and perhaps I should know more, I'm going to work 24/7 because that's in my design. I love knowledge. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to study 24/7. And if I think that about myself, what do you think the result's going to be? Of course, my knowledge will increase. But what do you think? When I talk to a potential client and they look at me and my little voice in my head says, you don't know enough. What happens when I talk about my offer? What happens when I talk about my coaching? And this voice is in the background. You're not good enough. Other people are a lot better than you. What happens? I'm going to talk about my offer. Yeah, I have 6 months coaching packages. And it's 3,000 euros. That's what happens. And of course, I'm not going to do that in front of a client, but this is what happens inside. Who can relate when you're talking about your prices? Many people, right? So if that little voice is running the show, guess what happens? You're working 24/7 for an hourly fee that is way too low. So knowing this about yourself, that these are the games at play in your design, from your design, you can see it and you can stop acting on it. Because I know that I know enough. Does it mean I stopped studying? Does it mean I stopped learning? No, I love learning. But instead of I love learning, it has been for, 25 years, I must learn because I don't know enough. And now it's like, I love learning, I do it. And I talk about my knowledge. Now, the knowledge that I have that is growing every single day, I talk about it with confidence and pride. And when I mention my 6-month coaching package, that is 3,000 euros, I'm proud about it because I know I get people great results and I don't hesitate anymore. And therefore, my clients, you know those icebergs, you know, where they hit each other underwater? This is what happens with energy. So when the energy of me is like, I don't know enough, but yeah, I have a coaching program. What the client feels underwater is like, she's not that confident. I'm not going to do it. That's what happens. People are great at reading and feeling our energy. And even though we think we're not doing it, we do it. Because a confused mind doesn't buy. So when we know what really drives the strategy, and this is what human design does, then we can work with it, and we can play with it, and we can have fun with it. So, one shift for you to make this week. When you do get out to make new clients, what do you do? Does it feel right? Or does it look right? Because, you know, the dancing video may look right, but it doesn't feel right for me. It's unnatural. I don't want to do that. I love knowledge. I love sharing my knowledge. Does it mean I'm serious? No. I love a good laugh. I love to make fun, especially of myself. But it's so important that we do what really feels right. And this is what I really would love you to check with yourself. Does this feel right? When you say yes to a project, does it really feel right? Or does it look right? Does it have all the, the logical reasons like, yeah, it's good money, adds to my expertise, I know I can do it. But does it feel right? That's the question that I want to leave you with. And of course, I have something for you if you want to know more about your human design, if you really want your personal profile, because you all have a unique and special profile. If you really want to go deep on it, I have something called the Human Design Reading. We're going to dive into your profile for 2 hours. You're going to get a print version. You're going to get a PDF. You're going to get the recording of everything we discuss. You had the opportunity to ask questions and scan the QR code for it. And you use the code Freelance to get 77 euros off. And what I really want you to know and to remember that you are perfect the way you are. Nothing needs to change. You're not broken. And you are and have unique, talented people. And this is what I want to leave you with. And if you have any questions, find me, talk to me. I'm happy to answer any questions. And I look forward to connecting with all of you.
Thank you. Don't leave. Don't leave. We have a question. But before we have a question, I'm going to say one personal thing. Number one, I feel understood. And number, thanks to what you're saying, and I believe that's true. And number two, I've made all of the mistakes that you've just described. Okay,
so me too.
Yeah,
me too.
Exactly. So I learned it the hard way. Trust me, and I've been doing this for quite a while. And had someone told me all of that, it would have spared my frustration, sleepless nights, and thinking I am not good enough for a very, very long time. So as much as I know that most people would be like, yeah, just give me a client, I want to make more money. If you don't do that homework, you're going nowhere. Sorry, but I mean, that's my personal
it's true because, we bring ourselves to the business. We are the business. And if you don't know this, like you said, doing the homework yourself, it's not going to work.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So here we have a question. We have two questions.
Excellent.
In Reflector, you said that you can tell when something is wrong or off.
Yes.
What can you do if you did set it in a team and instead of listening, they say you're wrong?
That's a very good question. This happens a lot. And especially in a corporate setting, people struggle with the word feeling because there need to be facts. But you can, as a reflector, you have the talent not only to feel it, but also to give words and recall very specific situations when things went wrong. Because especially in a meeting, you can feel when, this person asks a question, that person looked away, or that person rolled his eyes. You can come up with these kind of examples. As a reflector, you have that talent. You have the talent to observe and to feel. And therefore, it's important when people say, no, you're wrong. Like, oh, really? Am I? Are people really doing what they say they're doing? Are people really getting into action mode? Are people listening to one another? You can come up with these examples, I would say.
Exactly. And, and I think we're trying to push ourselves to be more rational. Like, no, let's disregard how we feel.
Absolutely.
Let's disregard the atmosphere. And I think that's the worst thing we can do because it's so true, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And second, when people tell you that all the time, no, you're wrong. You're in the wrong room. Sorry.
100%. Leave the room.
Yeah.
Not this room, though.
No, not this room. Don't go.
One more question.
Please don't go.
Exactly. There are more, and I know we won't be able to answer all of them because we have our next amazing speaker, so don't leave the room. But one more question.
No, you're making me.
Okay. I'm going to someone close the door. As a projector, finding clients is easier by invitation. How do you recommend finding the first client for a projector?
Yes, great question. As a projector, I always tell people you're a guide, you're an advisor. So what you can do is be the lighthouse for people. Broadcast the message. This is what I do. This is what I'm great at. This is what I do. And then the right people will come to you, but also look at other elements in your design, your profile lines. I'm getting a bit technical now, but looking at your profile lines. So for instance, when you have a 4 in your profile, your network is incredible to get new clients, but they need to know what you do. They need to know what you do and what you're looking for. So I would say for a projector, be the lighthouse and look at the profile lines. And if you need an explanation, find me. I'm happy to give you tips.
Find her. Thank you so much for this amazing presentation. Thanks so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you.